Hello and welcome back to Diffley's Family Farm. This week on the farm we are very busy just chasing animals. We have been having serious problems with our sheep and our pigs breaking out all the time. They're not respecting the electric fence, so I've got to do a bit of upgrading on that system because we're earthing out a lot and it's not much of a shock behind the fence. We also are getting ready for chicken processing. That's coming very shortly, so that is a busy time. And weather has been up and down, and finally managed to get in for a swim in the river, which I'm very happy about because it's a thing that we've done for years and years and years, and this year it's been so late just because we've been so busy and haven't really thought about it, but there'll be lots more of that to come in the summer. Alright, here's the video and thanks again for watching. These are the times when you're extra grateful for having the water down by the bottom of the farm. Some swans here with their little cygnets. I think there was 8 there I counted. Bumper crop. It is a wet and misty day today, and it's going to be for the next couple of days. So I got the brainwave of bringing the caravan chassis that I have here and loading it up with all the materials because I don't want to be running around in the rain if I can, so it's easier just to run down. I've got a load of buckets of water here. They drink about 5 of these buckets every day. So this isn't going to do me very long, but I'll just use them on wet days when I don't have time to run up and down. And yeah, and then I'll just keep carrying buckets the other days. Water is my biggest kind of inconvenience at the minute. Also, the caravan chassis here is going to be loads of cover for the chickens because I don't want to be getting wet over the next couple of days, and neither do the chickens. The chicken tractor is still fine for them, but this gives them another option and it will leave them with a cleaner bedding if they choose. I may be chancing my arm a little driving the van down this field, but it has been dry for the last maybe 2 weeks with only scattered showers. So hopefully it'll be, looks like it should be okay. Just going to reverse this the rest of the way down, a bit more forward than the chicken tractor, and hope that they take to it. We might be able to see, yeah, that all the chickens are actually in out of the rain, and you can see the square at the front there where there's no roof. There's no chickens in that area, so it's great to see that they actually know what to do. They all look lovely and white and clean. We've got one brave soul over here that's willing to fight the elements for a bit of food. Looks like a big strong bird, so shouldn't be too worried if it gets wet. So we finally got the sheep shorn. It was done last night and I was unfortunately away on a little staycation getaway. Well, it was a lovely little holiday, but I missed out on video on any of the sheep. So there's actually a lot of wool on one sheep. I'm quite impressed. That's a lot to be carrying around. I'm sure they're a lot more comfortable now when they are a lot lighter and don't have a big woolly jumper on all day. Here are the sheep and them all shorn. It's hard to tell who's who now because we don't have the numbers on them anymore, but the one in front of us is number 1 because she had the first lambs. And yeah, it's hard to tell who the others are because they all look the same now. Yeah, so chicken processing is happening in 2 weeks' time, so I have to clean up this shed, completely power wash it out. I've got to move a few things around, maybe put some electric sockets somewhere and stuff just so I can keep everything running smoothly. And then, yeah, we're into chicken processing, which is a big few days. So looking forward to it, but have to get ready first for it. So it's Sunday morning and it's also Father's Day. So great morning for father and son to go out and move the chickens. Is that right, Liam? Will we move the chickens? Yeah. Okay, we'll move the chickens. That's everybody fed and watered for the morning. They're all onto their new patch and they should be happy there for another 2 days, and then we'll move them out into the field. We'll have to move their nets again though. And unfortunately, this is a bit of a reality of farm life. When you have livestock, supposedly you'll have dead stock. This poor fella didn't make it. I don't know why. I'll have a look in a few minutes. He looks like a healthy bird, so it's terrible losing him at that stage because they're just about to go. He'd be good now to put in the pot, but we'll have to have a look and see what it is. That's number 7, I think now. 2 dead on the pasture and 5 inside. Here we have the sheep free ranging again. Not by choice though. They have broken out again. So today I'm going to put them in between their nets. I thought the hedges would be suffice to keep them in, but they just keep finding holes. So our pigs have decided to come half a kilometre up from where they were down at the Shannon down there and come up and dig up our lovely grass in our garden. I think this means I'm going to have to put 2 wires in, maybe even 3 wires in down in the enclosure. But it was fun having them up here. These fellas are really handy at getting rid of the grass around the edges of the curbs. This fella's having a lie down. They're having a great time up here in the garden. I don't think the wife is going to be too happy though when she sees holes all over the lawn. So these piggies broke out earlier on this evening and came up to the house. It was all very funny and all that, but then I went down to get some food to try to coax them back down, and I realised that they had been in the shed and ate loads and loads of food, so food wasn't of any interest to them. So I managed to herd them down here beside the chickens where I have some electric, and I got the spare chicken wire or chicken net up and got them in. Thank God for the chicken net. About 2 minutes I had them in this area and I just threw the net around them, and hopefully they're in for the night. And I don't want to jinx myself, but God forbid they ever got into the chickens, because pigs are omnivores. Their bellies are full now and they've done an awful lot of running. It's a half a kilometre from where they were, and I think they're tired, so hopefully they're just going to rest here for the night, and I'll be up very early in the morning and I'll see can I move them on. So the sheep have broken out again. They've been breaking out loads over the last couple of days, which is very annoying, and I thought all these bushes here were impenetrable. There's a few patches where I patched up before I put them in that I thought they might get out, but they're just making their own way through. So I'm gonna have to get something done, because I can't be trying to put them back into the field every time they break out. But just a little further down the road, they've poked their way through here, so and I seen one earlier on trying to push up through here as well, so I'm not too sure about these. I'm gonna have to put up more fencing, I'm afraid. Hopefully it's not too windy, but as you can see, all the chickens are in on the lee side of the little enclosure here, and they seem to be doing fine. Unknown to them, tomorrow is their last day. I'm just down here with the broilers on their very last day with us. Tomorrow they're going to be processed, and I'm just going to move them on and feed them for the last time. I won't be feeding them in the morning, as you want their stomachs to be empty. It just makes it easier for processing. I'm going to come in here and move the chicken tractor on here and trim down some of the grass just to make it easier for them to move around, because as you can see, they're pretty big and that's heavy rushes over there, so they don't like trying to make their way through that. So I'll just trim it down, make their last day a little more comfortable, and when they're on a clean patch they'll be cleaner for tomorrow as well, which makes processing easier as well. So there we have the last supper. Just gave them some fresh water. Here are two lads or ladies enjoying the new water trough I made for them, because when I was coming home from work they were out of water, so just beefed up my water supplies a little bit. But next year I definitely will have some water closer to source here, because it's just taking so long moving, bringing water up and down to them. 6 or 7 buckets a day. This is their enclosure for tonight. Nice bed linen laid out for them, and I'll be picking them up around maybe 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, before the sun comes up, when they're still all quiet and sleepy. This makes it stress-free for me and the birds, hopefully. It is a lovely evening down here by the river, and I've intended for a long time to go for a swim, so I think tonight could be the night for the first swim of the year. The water is really calm and it feels cold still, but not unbearable, so I'm going to give it a go. White shorts probably weren't the best idea for this. That was absolutely lovely. I can't understand why I haven't been down in it already this year. A bit cold to start off with, but after about a minute it was completely fine, and it was actually quite enjoyable. So I'll be down there soon enough. I might bring some of the lads and ladies down for a swim some of the days. So there you have it for this week on Diffley's Family Farm. Next week we have chicken processing, which we've got, at the minute we've got 92 birds to go, so it'll be a big day. The most we've ever done in one day is 50, but I'm sure we'll be able to get through all these. We've got a better setup this time and a few more hands on deck. So thanks again for watching, really appreciate it, and if you think about it, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video.